Hey, so time to earplug the diffs on this Tekno. I was running them with just fluid for a while. A little bit loose. Did the center already. Just gonna show you quickly in case you don't know what people are talking about when they say earplug the diffs. You want to get some silicone swimming earplugs. These are okay, just something like this. Max is kind of the main one. They're in these little packets like this. You get 2 of them. 1 seems to be enough. It's a little more than enough. So I pulled a little piece off. This is the rest of it. I got most of the juice out of here, but you can use the silicone to kind of squeeze the rest of it out and just dab it off as it comes pushing out. Don't want to put too much in or it's really hard to get the spider gears in. Chunk, just stick it in there, push it in. Put together the spider gears real quick. Those in there. And you want to use something smooth or plastic so you don't scuff these up. Push it in there. You want to fill the diff completely up. Got it into all the crevices. And I'm going to take the other bit, put that in here, push this in. And see how some of the oil comes out. Anything that gets trapped will get pushed out through the crevices. There's little bits of oil coming out around the edges. So you want to leave kind of a depression in the middle. Get this guy on here. Take that off. Let's see, it's looking pretty good though. Pretty snug. You can see how it's filling up all the spaces and it pushed out some more of the old diff fluid. You just dab that up. So yeah, that's working. Teeth are getting into the proper teeth. One more little dab. All right. So yeah, a little less than 1 earplug is enough per diff of this size of diff, which is a MT410 10th scale sort of diff, well 8th scale I guess. Makes it a lot stiffer so the diff will diff less. If one wheel is spinning, instead of putting all the power to that spinning wheel, it will keep the power relatively even. So I have earplugs in the center and the front, and I left the rear with I think it has 40K fluid in it, so it's pretty light in the rear to allow the rear to diff when it needs to a little bit, and the front will kind of pull it forward and keep it tracking nice and straight. I've tried earplugs in the front diff, rear diff, both diffs, and it is the most stable and easy to use with it open in the rear and locked in the front, or semi-locked, earplugged. And we'll see how that goes on these next couple sessions, and I will report back on that. So now we got that all put back together, so now it's much stiffer. You can still turn it by hand, but it's way stiffer than it is when it's open. But this still has some give, so if there's extra really hard impacts or extra torque on it, it will still let it go. So you can see, I'll just test the full rotation there. Feels good. Both directions are good. If you don't fill these completely, then they'll be really rough and chunky because the chunks of silicone will be engaging and disengaging and getting squished and whatever. So you got to fill it completely or don't do it. Put that back in the front now. Yeah, much stiffer. It's going to act like it's locked except when it has to be open, and then it will act like it's open. It's kind of like a limited slip diff in a car, but instead of using clutch plates in between, you just use super thick fluid. So I'm going to put this all back together, but just want to do a quick little thing showing you how to do earplugs in the diffs. basically what that is. And what it is a silicone swimmer earplug, completely packed into the differential, no fluid, fill the whole space with the earplug. And then the earplug acts like really, really thick fluid. So you get closer to a closed diff. And for general peeling around, bashing, whatever, I don't know anything about racing. I'm sure there's a whole other set of things there. But for bashing and my sort of use, what works best is a earplug front, earplug center, open rear. And at this point, that's what I'm running. That may change in the future anyways, but that's what I ran in all my old ones. They didn't have center diffs. It was just locked. Basically, it was a direct drive right to from the motor straight to the center drive shaft to both ends. And I ran earplugs in the front and open in the rear on those. And that was what worked best. New thing I just finished the other night, put these on here, just some thin plastic to prevent debris from getting stuck under the drive shaft, because whenever you're in wood chips or small rocks or anything, they love to get in there. And we'll see if these hold up well enough to do that. Seems like they might, but we'll see. Anyways, that's that.